Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. This video will be a brief summary of my playing career so far, some background information about myself, and my plans moving forward. For those who are new, my name is Sohail. I'm 20. I'm an athlete. I play football or soccer. I'm also a student, and I also have a big passion for personal training, physical therapy, filmmaking, and the creative field. In this video, I'll mainly be talking about playing football and where it's taken me so far. So I'm currently in Ottawa, Canada. I moved here from Vienna around elementary school and everything was new to me. I didn't speak English, so I had to learn that and French at the same time while trying to make friends in school and adapt to a new culture. When I first got here, I had a broken leg from a ski trip and my parents didn't know much about competitive clubs. So going into middle school, I played a little bit of recreational house league for 2 or 3 years. I remember my first year trying out for competitive soccer. I didn't know anyone. I went to the first tryout, no one really passed me the ball, and I decided not to go to the rest of the tryouts. I quit and I went back to playing house league. Then at the end of middle school, going into high school, one of my friends recruited me to his competitive L5 soccer team. At the time, it was the lowest level of competitive soccer you could play. Throughout high school, the idea of experiencing and playing in that professional environment grew, but I had no idea what the path would be or how the system worked with agents and networking. Throughout that time, I also tried out for different clubs, levels, academies, and I got cut from almost all of them. So by the end of high school, I only managed to climb up one level of competitive soccer, and at that time, I didn't know what else to do other than to go to university and play on a soccer team there. Again, I knew nothing about how it worked, the different leagues, the different teams, how players got onto those teams, but I knew one thing, and that was that Carleton University had the best team in the city, so my goal was to get onto that team. Not being on the radar or known at all, I decided to email the coach, and he rejected me a couple times, but he finally had allowed me to come out to one of the winter training sessions. I went out, I impressed, and they let me train with the team until I made the roster for that season. My first season, I tried hard to get into the lineup. I trained a lot on my own, but by the end of the season, I only played one game. It was difficult, but I decided to stay committed, dedicated, train hard in the off season, and get ready for next season. At the same time, I had courses going on and I was doing well academically. It was hard to balance all that, but that's a different story. Fast forward to next season, and after what I thought was me doing very well in preseason and really being ready for next season, the coach decided not to select me back on the roster. So at that point, I was surprised, devastated. I didn't know what to do, and I was really thinking about quitting soccer. I did want to mention throughout that year, I played a big part in starting and helping a sports management company grow, OPSM, co-founded by two of my good friends. So that played a big part in keeping my mind off the situation and keeping me motivated apart from my own self-drive. The next months I just mainly trained alone. I also transferred universities because I wanted to get into a new program. After finishing that semester, I wrote my last exam, and also after sending out thousands of emails, I left to go to Austria on trial. In Europe, a lot happened, but to summarize, I bounced around a lot of clubs, and after having a great preseason game performance against Borussia Dortmund reserve team, I signed with SV Grödig in the 3rd division. I had a great experience there. I met and played along some great players who previously played in the Irish Premier League, the German Bundesliga, etc. I had a lot of life struggles, but I learned a lot and I was in a professional environment consistently. After dealing with some injuries, I had 7 or so appearances, and by the end of last year there was some tension at the club with the coaching staff leaving, and at the same time there were also new professional opportunities opening up in North America for the 2019 season. Based on talks, I had the belief that I would have a promising opportunity, so I took a risk. I mutually ended my contract and decided to chase after it. I came back to Canada and prepared for the 2019 season. After a lot of back and forth at the start of this year, nothing ended up working out. It was a difficult time, but I'm happy I had that experience. I learned a lot from it, and at that point I went after the next best opportunity, which was late into preseason. I signed with the Oakville Blue Devils. A good setup. We had players come in from the UK, from Scotland, player who played in the USL, player who capped for the national team. A good environment to be in, and that's where I played for the last little while. The team is in the league below the CPL. The CPL is Division 1 in Canada, and this wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for my friend letting me stay at his place. which is about an hour away from Toronto. So that was really nice of him. Living in Hamilton was a cool experience. I met a lot of great people, but since this college preseason started and guys were moving into the house, I had to leave this place around 2 weeks ago. So I'm back in Ottawa now. I also had something difficult come up in my family recently, so it's good to be back home and provide support wherever I can. As of now, I have my eyes set on looking for a professional opportunity for next preseason, and if that doesn't work out, the winter transfer window abroad, whatever I can chase after. Life changes and you have to adapt, but I'm still driven and that's the plan for now. I actually trained with a professional team a couple days ago, so in the meantime, if any opportunities come up, I'll be sure to chase after them. To make the most of my time until the end of this year, I'm taking courses and I'm looking to play for the university team. Depending on how things go, unfortunately, they're not in the good league, but I'd rather play games and stay match fit than not. So I skipped a lot, but I'm hoping that brief summary gives you a better idea of my journey so far and the next steps ahead. I love producing and interacting with you guys, and I'm sharing my experience to inspire you and let you know that each one of us has their own unique level of potential in every aspect of life that we can all reach. And it's not about where you started, what you have, or where you are now. It's about what you want to achieve and where you want to go and how hard you're willing to work to get there, and throughout that to enjoy the amazing process that we're all blessed to experience. Before I finish the video, just wanted to say I haven't been very active on Instagram, but I'll be more active moving forward, so I love to connect with any of you guys on there, hear your stories. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.